Yeah. Finally, children, I hope everybody is able to hear me, and we'll be starting with the lectures. You can put your text messages in chat if there are any queries. I'll solve those immediately. Yeah. Now, before we start with the lecture, children, a very important announcement for the day, only for today's lecture. Today, we'll be writing down very few things and we'll be listening more as of now during the lecture. But once the lecture is completed, what you all need to do is you need to go to the YouTube video lecture and write each and every single thing. I hope I am very much clear. Yeah. So to start with, I would be starting with problem set question 1, which is multiple choice question. There would be one particular question and 4 options, as you can see it on the screen, right? How many midpoints does a segment have? Uh, Somebody wants to answer, you can just put it in the chat box. How many midpoints does a segment have? I want you all to text me. Don't raise your hands, right? I'll tell you the answer for this particular question, children, is option B. Why? Every segment has one and only one midpoint. For instance, M is the midpoint of AB, as you can see it in the figure, option A. Next question. How many points are there in the intersection of two distinct lines? So we are talking about two distinct lines, that is two different lines. Definitely two different lines when they intersect at a single point. As you can see it in the figure as well. So the answer, children, here is option C. You don't have to copy this as of now. You can later on copy it from the YouTube video lecture, right? Yeah. Moving ahead, the third equation, the third question, children. This is a bit trickier one. How many lines are determined by three distinct points? And the options are 2, 3, 1 or 3, 6. You all can text your answers through the chat box. Anybody who wants to answer this question? Yeah. No worries. We'll just discuss the solution to it. Children, in the question, it says three distinct points. Now, this three distinct points, it is nowhere specified whether they are collinear or non-collinear, right? We have to consider both the cases. मतलब अगर points collinear रहे, तो वो तीनों एक ही line पे lie करेंगे, as you can see it on the screen as well. The 3 points they lie on the same line. तो एक line pass होगा अगर points collinear है तो. But what if the points are not collinear? For instance, you can see it on the screen, point P, point Q, and point R. Imagine there is a line passing through PQ, there is a line passing through PR, and line passing through RQ. So, kitna lines pass hua? 3. So, tell me which option would be the correct option here? Option C, right? So, option C is the correct answer. I hope everybody has understood all the 3 MCQs. Right. Now, children, there is this point P on the screen, and I hope everybody is able to visualize it, right? Tell me how many lines can I draw through this point P? The answer is infinite. I'll show it to you on the screen as well. Line L, line M, line N, line O, and so on and so forth. There are so many lines which we can draw passing through this point, right? So we can draw infinite number of lines passing through given point. The next part, children, which we need to discuss here is, if there are two distinct points, as you can see it on the screen, A and B, tell me how many lines can we draw through these 2 points? The answer is one and only one line. So there is one and only one line passing through two distinct points, right? Yeah, perfect. Kenan Fernandez has answered one. You are correct, child. Now let me tell you what both these statements, they are very simple statements and everybody knows this, right? Nobody questions the statements. Such simple statements, children, such simple statements, which we accept it as true, nobody questions them. Such statements we call those as axioms or postulates, right? So I hope everybody has understood what axioms or postulates are. Axioms या postulates का मतलब होता है ऐसा statement which are very simple, जो हम लोग as a fact accept करते हैं. For example, we all are human beings. कोई question नहीं करेगा इसको, right? So it is an axiom. Understood? Yeah. This you have to copy it from the YouTube video lecture. Now we move ahead, children. There are 5 axioms which we'll be discussing. Now these 5 axioms are very rarely asked in your unit test exam, though you have to understand this, right? So here is axiom 1. Uh, I hope everybody is able to see this line L. Now there is line M. Both these lines, they intersect at a single point P. So what we can understand from here is when two distinct lines intersect, their intersection is exactly one point. अभी तुम लोग बोलोगे ये क्या है? Axiom है, एक ऐसा सिंपल स्टेटमेंट जो पहले से हमको पता है, इसीलिए एग्जाम के अंडर हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, राइट? या वी स्टडी axiom 2. I'll be considering example of a book here, children. Left side वाला page अगर मैं consider करूँ, can I state it is a plane? I call it as plane E because it is a flat surface. Now the other side, the other page, children, I call it as plane F, as you can see it on the screen. Now tell me, plane E and plane F. Saransh from Vikroli has asked, what are the other names for axioms? There is one more name, that is postulate, which was written on the screen, child. There are only 2 names. Yeah, so moving ahead, we have 2 planes here, plane E and plane F. Children, tell me, what is it that those 2 planes have in common? दोनों planes के बीच में ऐसा क्या है जो कि common है? Tirth has answered area, which is wrong. Yeah. Gatha Parekh from Vikroli has answered correct. The line, correct. Both the plane has a line in common, children, as you can see it on the screen now. Line L सबको दिखाई दे रहा है screen पे common. For those who have not understood from this example, I'll consider one more example, children, here. This is an example of a classroom or a room. You can see this side of the wall, which I've named it as plane A, and the other side of the wall, which I've called it as plane B. Tell me, what is common between these 2 walls? Right. The answer is line. There are many students, most of the students who are answering line this time. I hope everybody has understood that. Yeah, so the second axiom here, what we understand is when 2 planes intersect, their intersection is exactly one line. You need to copy this from the YouTube video link. No need to worry it. जो भी copy करना है, I'll mention it. So we move to the third axiom, children. Now, third axiom is a bit of kind of more of activity based. Let's say, draw a circle with center P and radius 3 centimeters. Can we do it, children? Yes. You don't have to do it now. I just asked, can we do it? Yeah. I'll show it to you how. Don't worry. We consider a random point P anywhere. We take 3 centimeter radius in the compass and we draw a circle, isn't it? So from here, what we conclude is a circle of given radius can be drawn taking any point as its center. That is the third axiom. Now we talk about the fourth axiom here. There are three angles which I have displayed it on the screen: angle ABC, angle PQR, and angle LMN. Tell me what is it that is common between all these three angles? What is common between these three angles? Can anyone answer it? Perfect. Harshit Patel from Ghatkopar has answered right angle, and there are so many other who have followed. So Harshit was the first one to answer. That is absolutely correct. Right angle. So children, since each of the angles are 90 degree, can I state that if the measures are 90 degree, the angles would be congruent? That means angle B would be congruent to angle Q, would be congruent to angle M, right? So I state all right angles are congruent with each other. Talking about axiom 5, now this is not as simple as the earlier ones, because this would need uh, some information from 8th standard, some detail which we have studied in our 8th standard, right? So sure, I hope everybody is able to see those two lines and a transversal. Now the word transversal, anyways, we will be discussing about that in the second chapter in 9th standard in detail, though we have studied about it in our 8th standard. So I won't be discussing it in detail. Children, I hope everybody might have heard this term interior angles. Can anybody tell me how do we identify interior angles? I mean, by using which alphabet? I'm talking about interior angles. Hani Tolani from Devidyal was the first one to answer correctly. He said, sir, alphabet C is used to identify the interior angles. That is correct. So as you can see it on the screen, children, I have marked angle A and then I have marked angle B. Those two angles, if you realize, they form a C on one side of the transversal, right? So they are interior angles. Now tell me, looking at this figure, we all know A and B are interior angles now, right? Looking at this figure, tell me, angle A, what do you feel? Is it an interior angle or is it an, sorry, pardon me, is it an acute angle or is it an obtuse angle, children? Yeah, it is an acute angle, right? So A is an acute angle. Likewise, B is also an acute angle. मतलब दोनों का value less than 90 degree है. Perfect. So that means if I add A and B, children, can I state A plus B in this case would be less than 180 degree, right? So children, अगर दो interior angles का addition is less than 180, then if we extend those lines, as you can see it in the figure, they intersect at a point. That is, line L intersects line M. So this is the fifth axiom. अब ये जो भी हमने discuss किया है, वो statement के form पे DN Nagar से there is this child who says, sir, your voice is cracking. I hope all of you are able to hear me very clearly. If yes, kindly say yes. So maximum of the students are saying yes. That means the child from DN Nagar has an internet issue, right? We move ahead. Whatever we discuss now with respect to axiom 5, children, don't worry looking at the statement. Here it is. We'll just understand the statement as well. If two interior angles formed on one side of the transversal, जैसे आप लोग देख सकते हो A and B are on one side of the transversal, right? Uh, yeah, one side of the transversal of two lines add up to less than two right angles. मतलब अगर ये दोनों interior angles का addition less than two right angle बोला है. अच्छा, two right angle का मतलब क्या होता है? 2 into 90. So what is 2 into 90? 180. That means अगर दोनों का addition less than 180 है, then the lines produced, अगर ये दोनों lines खींचेंगे लंबा in that direction, intersect each other. I hope everybody has understood this. Yeah. Moving ahead is an important topic now. There is this beautiful conversation, children, between a father and a son. Now here the father asks to the son, if you score 90% in your first unit exam, then I will gift you an iPhone. So this is the statement given by the father to the son. Now children, tell me, when will the child get an iPhone? I want you all to answer this question. When will the child get an iPhone? Right, when he'll be Sarvesh has answered from Ghatkupar, when he'll score 90%. So can I state this was nothing but condition here? And children, wherever we have condition in a statement, such statements we call those as conditional statements. And to identify conditional statements, you guys need to look out for those two words which are highlighted on the screen, if and then. मतलब आज के बाद कोई भी स्टेटमेंट में आपको if or then दिखा, those statements would be known as conditional statements. So children, I would request you all to take 10 seconds of yours, take a pen and a book, just copy the statement which is at the bottom. Any statement stated in the if then form is said to be conditional statement. Just copy it down. I'll give you 10 seconds for that. Just copy the statement. Nothing else, just the last statement. Any statement stated in the if then form is said to be conditional statement. Yeah, I hope most of the students have done copying this. Yeah, so we move ahead, children. Now I'll be considering few examples here. I'll put down a random statement which is definitely not a conditional statement as of now, क्योंकि if or then नहीं है. But I want you all to put in efforts to convert it into if and then. Now let me tell you what ये first statement है, first example है, तो मैं convert करके देता हूँ. I'll give you an example here. जैसे if वाला part क्या होना चाहिए और then वाला part क्या होना चाहिए. There are two possibilities here for this particular statement and both would be correct. You can write it as a quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral if opposite angles are supplementary. If a quadrilateral is cyclic, then opposite angles are supplementary. This is the first possibility. अच्छा, second possibility इसका उल्टा होगा, यानी converse of this particular state. It would state if opposite angles are supplementary, then the quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral. I hope everybody has understood this. Now here children, there are two words which I'll be introducing now, and those I'm introducing because वो अपने textbook में है. The first word here is antecedent and the second word here is consequent. Antecedent का मतलब वो होता है जो कि if वाला part होता है, and consequent का meaning वो होता है जो कि then वाला part होता है. This you all need to remember because it is possible that in exams they'll ask write down the antecedent part and write down the consequent part, right? So here opposite angles are supplementary. जो मैंने highlight किया वो antecedent होगा in this case, and this has to be consequent, right? You may copy this later on from the YouTube video link. Yeah. Second example, I want somebody to answer for this thing. There are again two possibilities. I'm waiting for your answers in the chat box. Yeah, Ria Saidam, you can just put it in the chat box. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. If anybody knows the answer, put it in the chat box. You need to convert the statement in the form of conditional statement. Yeah, Fawaz Ansari from Vikhroli has answered. If opposite sides are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Yeah, Fawaz is correct. And Fawaz ने जो answer दिया है उसका converse भी possible है. There are so many students who have also answered. Tirth from Vikhroli, I guess. Ria have also answered. Yeah, so I'll just show you both the answers. You may verify your answers, children. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram. If a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then opposite sides are congruent, right? The second one, if the opposite sides are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. I hope everybody has understood both the examples. You can write anyone in exam if the question is asked. Janavesh from JV Nagar, yes, your chat is been reaching me. Again, this is antecedent part, this is consequent part, right, children? Yeah, moving ahead, I'll continue with this beautiful conversation between uh, father and son, right? The son here acts smart and says, if you gift me an iPhone, then I'll score 90% in first unit exam. Now, if you focus children, what has the child done? उसने basically statement को उल्टा कर दिया है, यानी कि he has made converse of the initial statement, right? Sarvesh from Ghatkopar asks, sir, why do we need to add quadrilateral? Because child, any four-sided figure is referred to as quadrilateral. Yeah, Harshit Patel has answered correctly. That is converse, right? Continuing with this particular example, children, now, as we were discussing, it is nothing but converse, rightly said by Harshit. The statement was, if you score 90% in your first unit exam, then I'll give you an iPhone. Iska ulta, yani ki converse is, if you give me an iPhone, then I'll score 90% in the first unit exam. Children, you can see this part I have highlighted between if and then. ये जो part था antecedent, वो दूसरे वाले statement का consequent बन जाता है, और जो पहले वाले statement का consequent था, वो दूसरे वाले statement का antecedent बन जाता है. Gatha Parekh, you don't have to copy this. Don't worry, I'll be mentioning whatever part you have to copy. ये सब आपको YouTube वीडियो पर जाकर के कॉपी करना है later on. I hope everybody has understood this. How do we make converse of the given statement? Then वाला part if के आगे लिखना है और if वाला part then के आगे. You need to just make sure that the statement makes sense, right? We move ahead. कॉन्वर्स ऑफ कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट कुछ एग्जांपल्स डिस्कस करते हैं. जैसे यहाँ पर इफ ऑल साइड्स आर इक्वल देन इट इज अ रोम्बस. अब इसका कॉन्वर्स क्या होगा? इफ ऑल साइड्स आर इक्वल देन इट इज अ रोम्बस. टेल मी व्हाट वुड बी द कॉन्वर्स ऑफ दिस? What is the opposite statement of conditional statement? Child, opposite statement of conditional statement ऐसा कुछ होता ही नहीं है. Gatha Parekh ने आंसर दिया है and Rishit Prabhu from DN Nagar has also answered. If a rhombus is a quadrilateral, every rhombus is a quadrilateral, child. If a quadrilateral is a rhombus आएगा. If a quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its all sides are equal. That is the perfect answer. Many students have answered it. Right. If the quadrilateral is a rhombus, then all sides are equal. Example 2. If two sides are equal, then the triangle is an isosceles triangle. इसका converse क्या होगा? Many students have written if it is a rhombus. Children, it mat likhna, that is wrong, because it को mention करना पड़ता है. If a quadrilateral is a rhombus, kindly write it that way. Second example का answer anybody can give it. If two sides are equal, then the triangle is an isosceles triangle. Saidam Roslin has answered, if the quadrilateral is triangle, then it is a triangle. It is wrong. It is said to be isosceles triangle if two sides are equal. If the triangle is an isosceles triangle, yeah. There are few students who have started answering the correct answer. Yeah, I'll give out the correct answer, don't worry. If the triangle is an isosceles triangle, then the two sides are equal. That is the correct answer. Many students have answered it, right? You don't have to copy this. Again, you can copy it from the YouTube lecture, don't worry. Example 3, if a quadrilateral is a rectangle, then its diagonal are congruent. अभी इसका converse करने बोला है, so let us do that. If diagonals are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a rectangle. अच्छा, कॉन्वर्स करने बोला है तो हम लोग यहाँ पर ज्यादा लॉजिक यूज नहीं करते हैं, बट देर आर सर्टेन स्कूल टीचर्स, व्हाट दे डू इज they'll cut your marks. Why? I'll tell you. ध्यान से सुनना यहाँ पर, because you may have doubts. What I'm trying to say, children, here is this particular statement, which you can see it on the screen, if the diagonals are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a rectangle, is logically incorrect. It may or may not be correct. How? If the diagonals are congruent, there are three possibilities. The quadrilateral may be an isosceles trapezium. The quadrilateral may be a square. The quadrilateral may be a rectangle. So it is not necessary that this converse जो हमने अभी तैयार किया है be always true. So to be on the safer side, what I would insist students to do is write down the statement, if diagonals are congruent then quadrilateral is a rectangle, और उसके नीचे note लिख देने का कि this conditional the above statement is not true. यहाँ पे नोट मैंने अलग लिखा है, बट एग्जाम में आप नोट ऐसा लिख सकते हो, note the above statement is not necessarily true. I hope everybody has understood this. Moving ahead, children, अभी हम लोग जो डिस्कस करने वाले हैं वो आपको लिखना है. So be ready with your pens and books. Write the following statement in conditional form. There is this first question. Every square is a rhombus. I want you all to try the answers first through the chat box. इसको if और then के फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करो. Every square is a rhombus. If a square is a quadrilateral, then it is a rhombus. थोड़ा सा changes कर ऋषित प्रभु, almost there. If every square is a rhombus, then all sides are wrong. Then it is yeah. Vidhi from Ghatkupar has answered. She is correct. Yeah, I'll tell you what the answer is here. If a quadrilateral is a square, then it is a rhombus. This is your answer. I want you all to copy this particular answer, just the answer. Mention the question number. Problem set question 7. First sub question, copy the answer. Ghatkopar Mansi has written if a square has four sides, then it is a rhombus. Wrong, child. You don't have to add new things to it. You have to just put if and then. I hope everybody has finished copying this. Yeah. The second sub question, be ready with your pens. Once we are done, you have to immediately copy the solution. The question says angles in a linear pair are supplementary. I want you all to try this again, if and then condition. Fawaz has said if angles are in linear pair, then they are supplementary. Fawaz is correct. If the angles are in linear pair, then they are supplementary. Yeah, Devidyal Hetvi is also correct. In fact, Saida Ekta is also correct. All the students, maximum students who have commented here are correct, children. So I display the answer. If angles are forming linear pair, then they are supplementary. I hope you people are copying the answer. Sorry. Yeah. Arjana Shetty is also correct. Karthik is also correct. Gatha Parekh from Vikroli says, can you explain this sum once again? There is nothing here to be explained, child. If the angles are forming linear pair, then they are supplementary. Oh, Fawaz has answered me. Next question answer. Great going fast from you. Sub question. Triangle figure formed by three segments. I want you all to try this if and then form. Here is the answer. If the figure is a triangle, then it is formed by three segments. You could have written it vice versa as well. If a figure is formed by three segments, then the figure is a triangle. That would have been correct as well. इसका उल्टा लिखते तो भी correct था. Yeah, Saidham Razel has written the converse of the statement. That is also correct. Saini D'Souza has answered the next question. That is amazing. Children are moving ahead. So I too move ahead. I hope everybody has copied the answer. A number having only two divisors is called a prime number. Again, there are two possibilities for answer here. Converse हो सकता है और normal वाला statement. So, if a number is a prime number, then it has two divisors. अच्छा इसका उल्टा भी possible था. If a number has only two divisors, then it is a prime number. That is also correct. Don't worry, you will get full marks. Maximum of the students have written the converse statement. Niti Panchal, you are correct. Don't worry. You have written the converse of the statement. Yeah, Riddhi Cheda, you two are correct. Don't worry. I hope everybody has copied the statement. Yes, this comes in exams, and this is where children score marks. And this is very frequently asked in exams. But exam mein, there are many students who make silly mistakes here and lose marks as well. Write the following statement in if-then form. First question. Every statement comes for 1 marks. Ani Tolani. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So we need to convert it in if-then form. Again, there are two possibilities here. If the quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then opposite angles are congruent. या फिर इसका converse भी लिख सकते हो. Kindly copy the solution. Be quick. Yeah. I hope everybody has finished this. So here is the next sum. This we have already discussed in the example, if you people remember it. Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. तो यहाँ पर ना एक ही पॉसिबिलिटी है, बिकॉज दूसरा पॉसिबिलिटी लॉजिकली करेक्ट नहीं है. सो यू हैव टू फोकस योर चिल्ड्रन. If the quadrilateral is a rectangle, then the diagonals are congruent. This is the only converse. इसका लिखा कॉन्वर्स तो वो लॉजिकली करेक्ट नहीं होगा. हाँ, क्वेश्चन में ही अगर बोला है कि कॉन्वर्स लिखो, then you have to write it. I hope it is clear. Yeah. One last. Yeah. Janavish, I saw you have answered first. Yeah, now moving ahead, children, is the last sum for the day. In an isosceles triangle, the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Converted in if and then form. JB Nagar Aryan Shetty has sent me a big message. He has answered everything at once. The triangle is an isosceles triangle, then segment. Vaishnavi Sharma from Ghatkopar has answered. She is correct. Yeah. If the triangle is an isosceles triangle, in fact, many students now have started answering. I guess they were typing. That's what took them so long. Then a segment joining vertex and midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Kindly copy the solution. In fact, you can converse it as well. इसका उल्टा भी लिख सकते हो. That is also true. Finished copying? Yeah, that's it. Will be done for the day. The assignment or the homework here is pretty much clear. You have to copy everything, children, whatever we have learned today. Referring from the video lecture, definitely, and maintain everything in your books. Once the lecture starts, we'll be checking everything, right?